Hi, this is Paul Tutteroff. I wanted to demonstrate a couple licks for you from my open string flash lesson. I actually played these licks on a guest solo. I played on my friend Nick Layton's Storm in the Castle CD. It's a great CD. I recommend you pick it up. I'm not just saying that because I played on it. I mean, Nick's a great player. So I would check it out, nicklayton.com. You'll see the address on the screen there. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to get to what you came here for. I'm going to demonstrate two licks that are on my open string flash licks part 3 lesson, and then I'm going to give you a couple ideas that you can utilize to create your own cool licks using this technique. So first we're going to look at lick number 1. Lick number 1, basically what I'm doing is I'm kind of following notes up of a G minor pentatonic scale, since the rhythm in this part of the song is actually in the key of G minor. I'm going to start out by picking the open A string. I'm going to hammer onto the 1st fret and then the 3rd fret. Next I move to the D string. I pick the open D and I hammer 3rd fret and 5th fret. Then I move on to the G string. I pick the open G and I hammer 3 and 5 on that string. And finally I pick the open G one more time and then I hammer 5 and 7. So all together, I'm going to play the lick slowly here for you. Doesn't really look or sound like much. I mean, it really is pretty basic. I'm going to play it up to speed for you now. It's really cool. It's easy to play very quickly. The good thing about ideas like this is that, you know, you're picking once, but you're getting 3 notes for each time you pick. So you're able to really play quickly. There's no alternate picking involved. The picking is just real basic. Down, pick, hammer, hammer. Down, pick, hammer, hammer. Down, pick, hammer, hammer. And then I down pick again and hammer, hammer. So now I'm going to demonstrate lick number 2. And lick number 2, what I do is instead of hammering onto open strings, I pull off the open strings. And I think what makes this particular lick sound so interesting is that the open string notes are actually kind of strange for the key of G natural minor. The open E string, which I'm going to pull off to the high E string, it's an E note, and actually that note would be part of the Dorian mode instead of the natural minor scale. But because these licks fly by pretty quick, you don't really get a chance to hear any kind of dissonance or any kind of oddity, you know, from this note not fitting in the particular key that I'm playing over. The same thing with the pull off on the 2nd string, which is the second part of the lick. That's a B note, obviously, and that note is actually a major 3rd for G. But G minor pentatonic, G Dorian, or G natural minor, they have a B flat in them. There's the major 3rd, the open B string note. Here's the B flat again, which is more commonly used in minor. But just like with the open E note, we're going to play by this so quickly that people don't really even notice that it's kind of an odd key note to an extent. But it creates an interesting sound. Now that we've talked about the theory behind this lick, we're going to go ahead and play the actual lick. So this is lick number 2. First thing we're going to do is we're going to play 6th fret on the high E, pulled off to 3rd, pulled off to the open string. Next we move to the B string or 2nd string. We're going to do the same pattern, 6 to 3 to open, also with 2 pull-offs. We're going to go to the G string. We're going to do 5, 3, pull to open. So a lot of you will probably recognize this is just the basic G minor pentatonic scale shape. I'm just kind of twisting it up a little bit by pulling it to the open strings. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Rather than continuing down the scale and going to the D string, I'm going to move back up to the B string, and then I'm going to do 3 pull-off licks on strings from there. I'm going to do B, G string, and then D string. Now I'm going to move back to the G string, and I'm going to do pull-offs from G, D, and then A. So one more time slow. It's 3 strings, E string, B string, G string. Move back to the B string, do pull-offs on the B, the G, and the D. Then I move back to the G string and do G and D and A string pull-offs. So I'm going to demonstrate the lick for you nice and slow here. Move back up to the B string. Move back to the G string. then get a little pinch squeal or ping on there. Now that I've broken it down slowly, we've looked at all the components of it. I'm going to play the lick for you full speed.